No início dos anos 2000, Extermínio e Madrugada dos Mortos trouxeram um renascimento para os filmes de zumbi, retratando criaturas mais rápidas, letais e organizadas em hordas ensandecidas, deixando para trás a imagem clássica dos mortos-vivos lentos e cambaleantes. E percebendo o potencial comercial do gênero, Brad Pitt e sua produtora Plan B adquiriram os direitos do livro de Max Brooks para adaptar para o cinema o thriller de ação Guerra Mundial Z.
The way that this project came about is I believe it was the summer of 2006. The manuscript for, at that time, an unpublished book, World War Z by Max Brooks, was sent to us, and we really responded to it. We thought it was incredibly clever and did something that was potentially very new, which was to take zombies and put them inside of a completely real-world scenario, and also have something of global scale.
Tradução: zumbis, mortos, vivos.
O filme acompanha Jerry Lane, um ex-agente da ONU que precisa encontrar uma forma de deter um vírus letal que transforma pessoas em zumbis e ameaça levar a humanidade à extinção. Buscando retratar criaturas que apresentassem um comportamento totalmente enlouquecido, mas ao mesmo tempo com uma certa lógica de organização em massa, a produção do filme buscou em pesquisas biológicas uma explicação para a forma como o vírus se dissemina por meio de hospedeiros.
A mãe natureza é uma assassina. Ela simplesmente adora disfarçar a fraqueza em força.
What I do is I work on zombie ants, a particular system where parasites infect individual ants, worker ants belonging to a colony. And as they infect them, they take over their behavior and make the individuals move away from the rest of the hive, move to some other location, which is exactly the location where the parasite wants to grow and reproduce. And they do this in a very orchestrated manner, and it's one of the most complicated examples of parasite manipulation of host behavior that we yet know. But in thinking about the movie and reading the scripts early on and discussing a lot with Jeremy and the scriptwriter, we explored the different types of manipulation that we see in the natural world. And so what we wanted to do in discussing this was think about the biological basis of manipulation, how behavior can be controlled by one organism, a parasite, to bring about the central thing the parasites need, which is transmission.
Permaneça no...
A cena de abertura precisava mostrar logo no início todo o potencial caótico que aquela pandemia poderia causar. E para isso, a produção precisava isolar um grande centro urbano para realizar as filmagens. Mas isso se mostrou uma tarefa praticamente impossível de se realizar na verdadeira Filadélfia, devido a toda a logística envolvida. Então, eles precisaram viajar para Glasgow, na Escócia, que serviria de cenário para simular a Filadélfia, e onde conseguiram autorização para fechar o centro da cidade por 18 dias.
And Glasgow was generous enough to basically close down the whole part of their center, and we have like several streets here blocked for ourselves to do the opening of the movie. And it's been really exciting to be here because they've been very cooperative, and it really gave us the scale we were looking for. And once you change the street signs and you put some cabs in and you also use some digital plates from Philadelphia, the city really will look like Philadelphia.
Toda a sequência envolveu efeitos práticos de colisões de carros e chroma key para aperfeiçoamento das cenas.
In the opening sequence, we have a truck that does some damage to Main High Street.
We've done a lot of stunts where we had a big, like a snowplow mounted on the front of the garbage truck. So as the truck's driving through, you get cars literally flipping around all over the place. One of the things we're trying to do is give it a very documentary kind of style. But on this one, we really want to tie Brad and his family into the action. So what we did, within the Volvo, we actually mounted 4 different cameras, which give us an overlapping tile background. And then Brad, we can shoot green screen and actually have him driving and being part of the action.
And we crashed over 40 different cars. We then crashed the garbage truck, and then we crashed Brad's Volvo into an ambulance.
We've had 150 cars, of which we have crashed, I think, about 80% of them. I think half of the cars have come from America in containers, shipped in, and then they're, of course, not legally allowed to drive on the road. So they all had to be on transporters, getting them into the square, into our enclosure zone.
Além da participação de mais de 2.000 moradores da cidade, que foram recrutados como figurantes.
In terms of crowds, some days when we're in smaller streets, in the beginning of the sequence, we were getting away with 200 crowd to make the streets look full. And now that we're moving into the square for the mayhem, we're bumping up to 700.
Free camera. Action!
The idea behind the live-action photography with actors and stunt people was have real people on the street that were panicked. Most of the shots have real actors acting like they've been bitten, being taken over, becoming a zombie. Then we intermingled with that certain shots where it was a CG character or a CG herd running across, because now this entire city is being engulfed, starting with a bite and a bite and a bite. Suddenly you don't know who do you trust. You better just move, because it's nothing but this driving wave of zombies that's coming at you, and it's a mix of computer graphics animation, animated characters, as well as great performance.
Come on, let's go!
I think our biggest production challenge was getting the right level of chaos, and yet chaos that can be understood, and having that be with the family and with them enough that you're emotional and connected to them emotionally. And yet also understanding the insane things that are going on around them.
It's a very challenging movie because we have huge crowds.
Cut.
There are very few scenes where we have two people sitting around a table. It's mostly like hundreds and hundreds of extras every scene and big setups that it's a challenge, but everything we're getting so far is really, really special.
Roll video.
E após conseguirem se abrigar e escapar temporariamente das criaturas, eles precisavam chegar ao topo do prédio para serem resgatados por um helicóptero, em mais uma cena de muita tensão do filme.
In this particular action sequence, there was a building rooftop created, surrounded by green screen, and when you extract the green, you can replace anything you want. And the nice thing is you can do what would be incredibly dangerous shots otherwise. You can do safe shots with the actors and with the stunt people with this sort of a setup.
E para a sequência em que os personagens se refugiam num navio militar, em vez de criar um cenário em estúdio, a produção utilizou o RFA Argus, um navio verdadeiro, pertencente à frota da Marinha Real Britânica.
So we're here in the Argus, which is basically a British Navy ship, and is standing in the film it's supposed to be an American Navy ship. And it's basically this landing deck we're here on is sort of the landing platform where Jerry and his family all landing down with a chopper after they just escaped the zombies. And they're landing here and sort of like they're in a safe spot. It's sort of like one of the last safe places in the world. It's really great to work on a real aircraft carrier instead of like you're doing it all on stage, because you still get the real feeling. And I feel like always on a real location, it just gives you like a palette that it's much wider, which is really great what we want for this film, because it is World War Z, so the scale is really important.
They had a ship in dry dock, and it's far easier to shoot people on a ship next to a dock where you can get all your equipment and all your people on and off as needed, instead of taking this out to sea and shooting at the whims of the weather. So they just patched in green as needed, depending on where the camera is looking. And then you replace all that with the sky that you want, and the sea, and helicopters taking off and landing in the background.
Tem uma longa fila de pessoas esperando aqueles beliches. A escolha é sua, Sr. Lane.
É, simples, né?
Para garantir a segurança de sua família, Jerry aceita ir até uma base militar na Coreia do Sul para tentar obter mais informações sobre o vírus.
Eu tô bem. Quem foi? Quem caiu?
Skilka!
Quero uma contagem de munição e depois recarreguem. Sim, senhor. O garoto que morreu tinha 23. Tinha 23 anos. Pode me dizer por quê?
Jerry Lane comes to Korea to investigate what could possibly be the origin of the virus. They start sifting through information that they had before, trying to figure out what this is and where it came from, and they come across an email that my character, Captain Speak, had sent. And it's the first known recorded evidence of this virus, the zombies, the Zeke, whatever you want to call them. Nobody knows what it is yet.
Barulhos. Atraem eles?
É. Barulho atrai.
It was important to me that all the attacks feel different, different experiences, and should have a different impact. And this one in Korea, the idea was that they have to get in a silent way back to their plane, because we established very early that they're drawn by sound. So we chose bicycles, which in one hand you can say, oh, this is ridiculous, but I thought the best way to get back to the plane in the fastest fashion instead of walking.
Só pedala feito louco.
And I thought this entire scene should be backlit at night in the rain, that you only see like silhouettes, and almost that the zombies and the human are both silhouettes, that they almost become one.
Eu vou abrir caminho entre os jets e vocês só pedalam!
My character, Captain Speak, can see the ridiculousness in all of this. But he's someone who's just trying to do his job, and it's important to him to get that man on that airplane. If he can do anything, he can do that. And Speak does pay the ultimate price for that.
Tá de brincadeira, eu virei Jack.
And make sure he meets his end as a human, and not as a zombie.
Nós vamos a Jerusalém. Sou seu copiloto.
A sequência mais grandiosa e épica do filme ocorre quando Jerry viaja para Jerusalém em busca de mais informações sobre o paciente zero.
Deixam pessoas entrar. Todo ser humano que salvamos é um zumbi a menos com que lutamos.
A sequência foi filmada durante 3 semanas em Malta e, além dos atores e dublês, ainda envolveu cerca de 1.400 figurantes em todos os dias de gravação.
Tem que ter detalhes, respostas.
Eu não tenho respostas. Tudo que pode fazer é se esconder.
Eles vão pular o muro!
E o uso de efeitos digitais foi uma ferramenta essencial para o filme, proporcionando a criação de zumbis extremamente ameaçadores e velozes.
The shot going over the wall, that was a big old darn deal. A shot like that takes over a year to make because there's so much difficult animation. You might lay down a basic animation climbing up the wall and they're climbing on one another. And then you sprinkle in all these custom characters and you keep doing that until it looks better and better. And we had one live action shot of zombies hitting the wall and trying to climb up on top of one another. And we did clever camera tricks like lean the wall over, in actual fact, roll the camera over so actually the actors could climb up further than they'd normally do. Then on top of that, we put in a few CG zombies also climbing up on the real people. So it's a mix and match deal again to try and enhance this zombie behavior.
It hasn't really been a tough stunt. It's been trying to make the stunts not look like stunts. Trying to make this wave of zombies, this tsunami effect, this complete river rush of zombies, and this domino effect it has on people as they're running, is to get as much real acting out of the performers, stunt-wise, extra-wise, and acting-wise, and just get this performance. We have a few wire assists and, the normal sort of stunt wire rigs, but generally it's getting them to simulate fear.
Jerry Lane sees this little boy that has a shaved head, and this herd of zombies comes vaulting down this walkway, and they part around him just like a wave. You could never get stunt people to quite run this way where their balance would go in and out in quite the way that would be, frankly, manipulated. So we thought it was best that it'd be a boy on a ramp with 100% computer graphics, animated zombies running around him.
The zombies are horrifyingly well made. It's like your worst fears and nightmares giving shape and form.
She gets bitten in her hand, and Brad suddenly, it's one of these instinctual moments, cuts off her hand, and then does a countdown to see if she turns into a zombie, and she doesn't.
6, 1007. Você não vai virar! Você não vai virar!
I'd like to see the mass that we're talking about, because when we're filming it, it's like hundreds of zombies, but with CGI and with everything built together, it's gonna be thousands of them.
Após sobreviverem ao massacre em Jerusalém, Jerry e a tenente Sagan conseguem embarcar num avião, mas a ameaça dos infectados ainda estava mais próxima do que eles poderiam imaginar.
We built the cabin of the plane on a soundstage, and then we basically just shot it in order, like once they boarded the plane, to him wrapping up our hand, getting his epiphany, to making the phone call, then it was the pilots, to ultimately the zombie attack. And ultimately the side of the cabin was just rigged for an explosion for the grenade that can be exploding. That was all shot in camera.
E a conclusão do filme mostra Jerry encontrando um tipo de camuflagem contra os zumbis, pois assim como na natureza, um parasita controla seus hospedeiros para que eles infectem um novo hospedeiro, não fazendo sentido infectar um hospedeiro que já esteja doente.
Acredito que essas coisas têm um ponto fraco.
And him trying to prove his theory.
Para mim, elas espalham um patógeno que precisa de um hospedeiro saudável.
Infectar a população com uma doença fatal não é exatamente uma cura.
Não é uma cura. É camuflagem.
Again, you're playing that building very much on suspense. You constantly want to create suspense around every corner.
Contando com um orçamento de 190 milhões de dólares, Guerra Mundial Z teve um desempenho comercial de mais de 540 milhões de dólares mundialmente, se tornando, na época, o maior sucesso comercial da carreira de Brad Pitt. E devido à sua abordagem mais voltada à ação do que para o terror, o filme também obteve recepções muito positivas de crítica e público, fazendo com que durante muito tempo se especulasse uma continuação que supostamente seria dirigida por David Fincher, amigo pessoal de Brad Pitt e responsável por filmes como Seven e Clube da Luta.
We have so many ideas on the table from the time we spent just developing this thing and figuring out how zombie worlds work. We have so many ideas and so much information that we think we got a lot of stuff to mine from, or two. But so we're going to do our best and see what we get out of it. We got to get the script right first to determine if we go further.
O problema da maioria das pessoas é que elas não acreditam que algo possa acontecer até já ter acontecido.
Mas isso acabou nunca acontecendo.
Zombies are often associated with dystopia and, a dark vision of the future. And this film is scary, it's brilliant, it's realistic, but at the end of the day, there's something very optimistic about the ingenuity of human beings.
The war isn't over, the plague isn't done yet, we're still battling disease. But now we have found a camouflage, now there's a way to beat them, now we can all work together and end this war.
Se você gosta deste tipo de conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like, se inscrever no canal e ativar as notificações. Nos vemos no próximo vídeo. Até mais!